Life speaks. It speaks through struggles and success, through music and messages, the preconceived and the unexpected. Whether you are in the depths of the valley or in the midst of your mountaintop experience, everyone needs to be encouraged from time to time. You've tuned in to ALH Broadcasting, and this is Andrea L. Hines, your host for When Life Speaks. I'm glad you accepted the invitation to connect with us as we share stories of strength, testimonies of triumph, observations, and information meant to touch the heart and uplift the soul. There's something in this broadcast just for you, and if it's a blessing to your life, it just may be for someone else as well. So tag, share, invite someone, then turn down the volume of life and get ready to receive, so that when life speaks, you'll speak life. Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for being here. I welcome you to When Life Speaks. I'm glad that you had the opportunity to come in to join us tonight. We've got some special things going on, some good things that are happening. I'm trying to get some of my comments up. For whatever reason, not being able to see them too well, but I'm going to try to get them in at another time. But I tell you what, we are going to have an exciting rest of the year and beginning of the new year because I'm going to be doing a series called Let Me Introduce You. Yep, let me introduce you. We're going to be talking with all of the hosts on When Life Speaks, all of the hosts that are part of ALH Broadcasting. And some of you are familiar with the new lineup. We've got a new lineup with some different programs coming on, and that starts on Monday evening. Some of you may be familiar with them, and some of you may not. I know that the first Monday in the month, we have Pastor Steve, and he does Under Construction. And then the second and fourth Monday of the month, we have Victoria Henderson, and she comes on with Living Life Victoriously. And on the third Monday of the month, we have Out of the Box with Audra Lynnette Hines. And actually, we're going to be talking with her tonight. I'm glad that she's going to be with me. I'm glad that you may find out some things about her that you don't already know. And that's what's going to be happening all throughout the rest of December and into January. We just want to take a little bit of time and allow them to talk to you and get you to know about some other things that they may be doing other than the programming that you see on ALH Broadcasting. So we're going to get started tonight. I'm going to bring my first guest in this series on, and we're going to find out a little bit more about her. Okay, so let's see. Hey, there you are. She's got Lynette there. Good evening, lady.
Good evening. How are you?
I am good. And it is good to see you tonight. I thank you for being here and being a part of the ALHB family, as a matter of fact. First of all, I want to clarify your name. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is my daughter. But some people call her Lynn, some call her Lynette, some call her Audra. And I want you to let the people know what you want to be called, my dear. What name do you want to go by when we talk to you about Out of the Box?
you can either refer to me as Lynn or Lynnette. Either one of those. Either one of
Lynn
those is good. Lynn or Lynnette.
or
Mm-hmm.
Lynette. Okay, that
Yes.
sounds good. Well, I'm going
Yes.
to call you Lynn because that's what I'm used to calling you.
Now I
So,
have a question. When
yes,
I'm on the show, who do
yes.
I call you? Nanny, mommy.
Definitely not Nanny.
Oh.
But you can't call me mommy. You can
Okay. I'm never
still call
sure
me
when we are
mommy.
in the professional setting, what, and I feel so weird if I call you Dr. Hines. I feel weird if I call you Andrea. So I'm always trying to figure out, do I call her mommy? Do I do that? Is that appropriate? Is that the right thing to say or do? Because it just feels weird calling you Andrea. But
Yeah.
because of the kids, your nanny. But you say not to do that. So okay.
I would prefer it if you just call me Andrea. Call me Dr. Hines or call me Andrea, and everybody will know who you're talking about and who you're talking to. So that'll be just fine. And we've got
Okay.
Bernice with us tonight. Good evening, Bernice. Thank you for being here. And Ida's with us, and one of my favorite people, of course, Pastor Kelvin Little.
Uh,
Pastor Little, glad to have you in the house with us tonight as well. And look, you guys, as we go along, and I'll be asking Lynn some questions, but if you have any questions for her, feel free to put them in the comments section and we will get them answered for you tonight. So I want to get started by talking a little bit about out of the box.
mhm.
Um, Lynn, when you say the title out of the
Mhm.
box, what does that mean to you?
To me, out of the box means you're coming out of the box. I think sometimes that we allow things or people or situations to kind of box us in. And it's a freeing thing when you come out of the box, because if you come out of the box, number one, you've outgrown the space. Number two, you're free to be who you need to be. Be you, be yourself, be what God has called you to be. Come out of the box. Take the lid off. Take the lid off and just come out of the box. I think when we are at work and we have our role as supervisor, when you come home, you can't be supervisor. I know when I used to work for the unemployment office, I used to process claims, fraudulent claims, and I had to investigate them. Now I can't investigate my family when I come home. So I had to come out of that box and go into mommy role, because I found myself, when I was having conversations, it was like, no, you said this. And when you said this, this happened. So I can't be the investigator when I'm home. And sometimes we are so regimented in being so boxed into all of these different categories that we don't really always know who we are. So sometimes we got to come out of the box. And
Yes.
that's why at the end of my intro, I think that's what you call it, I tell you, woo, child, it's time to come out of the box. Yeah, take the lid off. When you come home, ladies, you first thing we want to do is we want to get comfortable. And gentlemen, we put on that comfy robe and your slippers. You can come out of everything that's corporate. You've come out of all of that, all of that. So whew, let's come out of the box. Let's leave all of that. All of
Leave.
that on the outside. All of
There
that.
you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I like that, and it is, and you are right. Whenever you are talking about coming out of the box or coming out of what other people have put you in,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes it's not so much that you're in the box,
Mm-hmm.
but it's that people have put you in a box,
Mm-hmm.
put you in what they perceive you to be, or put you in a
Mm-hmm.
space that is
Right.
more comfortable for them sometimes
Right.
than it is for you.
Right.
But when you've been on the air, and we welcome Kaya tonight. Kaya, thank you for being with us this evening.
Mm-hmm.
But when we think about coming out of the box and think about the format for your program,
Mm-hmm.
because each one is a little different,
Mm-hmm.
not just in what we're saying, but in the way that we're saying it. So, would you say that out of the box for you is uh, more teaching? Is it
Mm-hmm.
more of a Q&A format, or what? What what is it now, and what would you like for it to be?
It is right now. I probably would say it's more teaching.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't, and I guess I would say I give it from my perspective. Would I like for it to be a Q&A? Sure. I would love to have my audience engage with me, you know, ask the question, while I'm in on the show. I don't think that that is a bad thing. I think that's a great thing. I think that that builds the momentum. And I like the fact that you would feel comfortable enough to even ask me the question. And
Hmm.
who knows, from those questions, it might spark another type of conversation. It may
Right.
spark something that allows us to go even deeper. Sometimes I give things from my point of view, my perspective, something that I'm thinking about, something that I may look at and perceive to be something totally one way. You may perceive it to be something totally different. I don't mind a healthy dialogue. Hear me, a healthy dialogue. Will I be right and you be right all the time? No. But I don't ever want my show to be a combative type of show. I
Right.
want us to be able to say, this is how I look at that. We can have that space where we can agree to disagree, but everybody's life is going in such a different direction. Your point of view could enlighten something that somebody else may need to hear. So I welcome the questions. I welcome the comments. I love that. I like the banter. I love the banter. I like the talk. I felt like maybe at one point in time in my life, I really could have been a talk show host. I really did. I really did. I felt like I could engage the audience and we could have the conversations and we'd have the panel of people. But as I got older, I realized that's really not what I want to do. But I like that. I grew up with the Oprah Winfrey's. I grew up with the Sally, Jesse, Raphael. I grew up with those type of talk shows, and some of the conversations that they had were topics where they were controversial, yes, but it was engaging in conversation. And I think that's something that we as a society and people have gotten away from. Communication is nothing more than a form of conversation.
Yes, yes, absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. And when you say it that way, and when you talk about it, tell us what are some of the topics that you have talked about so far on Out of the Box?
Well, the very first one, I was being transparent. I, had been going through some things, and I felt that it would be remiss for me not to talk about some of the things that I had been going through personally. I feel
Mhm.
that sometimes that's something that's lacking. Is that sometimes we don't always want to be transparent, but the transparency makes me touchable. It makes me real. It makes me somebody that you can relate to, and that's really what I want. Is I want to have an audience that I am relatable to. I have talked about spiritual hoarding. um, I have talked about, oh my gosh, that was hard. You threw me off for that one. Yeah. I've talked about spiritual hoarding, and I've talked about transparency, and I think I've talked about it was direction, go and the relationships, and we've talked about having the friendship, the companionship, the partnership, the relationship. We've talked about things that we may not have really ever really thought about, and I think that's probably one that was probably one of my favorite ones, was these ships, because it takes time to cultivate those things, and I felt that that one was a very pivotal one for me, was that one.
That's good. That's good. I know that was a fun one too, going through those ships. It was
No,
had
they were
some
different.
rocks there, but
Because I think some of the people thought we were going to be doing something with Christopher Columbus, and that's not where we were going at all with that. That's
I do
not where we
want
were
to
going.
I do want to invite those who are on the line and who are a part of the show tonight to do that. If you have any kind of question for Lynn about the out of the box, about her program now, about where she sees it going, and about things that you may not know about her.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get to that in just a minute. But all of our hosts, I've asked them this in the start of their program. Hey, Angie O, and hey, Victoria. Good to have you all on the line and a part of our series that we're starting tonight about Let Me Introduce You To, and we're talking about talking to our hosts. We're going to get to everybody, and I think that's exciting right there. But I know one of the hosts had said that when she was young, and it may even have been you, Angie, that it's something that she always wanted to do. Was this anywhere on your radar to have a program or be on the internet like you are now?
No, indeed. And I think it was because, and I have to say no, because who thought that there would ever be an internet, you know? Um,
True.
I know, yeah, y'all don't laugh at me. I remember when the song Prince, we're gonna party like it's 1999. That seemed so far out there for me. So internet, um, social media, no, that was so no, I never thought that I would be here. I never thought that I would be doing this. I never thought that I would have people around me that actually wanted to hear what I have to say. Like I said, there were times, growing up watching Oprah and Sally Jesse Raphael, I felt that I could deliver those hard, poignant questions. I did. I really did. But I didn't think it would be on television. And I didn't think that, honestly, let's be truthful, I didn't think that I fit the image for television.
Oh,
So that was something that just never really I would go for. I would never do that. I was always told that I
think that
probably
is.
should be on. Say it again.
I said, why do you think that is?
Um, I don't feel that back then, growing up, that I do not feel that I met the stereotype cast body image wise.
Okay.
I don't feel that. I think that Oprah trailblazed that for a lot of people, but I didn't feel that I had the image that would be television worthy, I guess you would say. So that was something that I never really stuck with that. That was something that was just a fleeting idea for me. That was never something that it was like, that's what I wanted to do. So I went hard after that. Um, I didn't mind coming on a couple of your hosts programs. I've been on Dr. Paula Obi. I've been on Victoria's show. I've been on your show a few times. I've been on Angie O's show a few times, but I still never thought that I would have my own show. So even when you asked me, I thought, I have a lot to say. But it is difficult actually coming up with the programming. And I haven't quite gotten comfortable with having the program to invite people on with me. I haven't quite gotten there yet. Is that something that I want to do? Yeah, I do. I do. Um, but yeah, that's yeah.
You find it very, very different in being the host as opposed to being the guest.
Yeah, yeah. I think because I like it like this. And when you say, I need you to be on the show, okay. And you always say, well, what are we going to talk about? I don't know, but you just tell me and I'll go for it. And you are the person, you type it all up and you let me know it. You'll tell me, no, I didn't look at those questions. I didn't, because I prefer to just answer them. I like to come from the heart and I like to come off the cuff. And I know that I've had the opportunity to speak, and sometimes I'll type it up and I don't I don't have that knack of reading behind the sacred desk or the pulpit or the podium or whatever you want to call it. So I have to speak it how I feel it. So I'm that person. So if you ask me a question, I'm going to give it to you the way I'm feeling it, the way the Lord is leading me to answer it. But it is totally different when you have to write it, memorize what you have to say, and not only that, fill the time. Fill the time spot and have it make sense. Just because it's something that I'm feeling, just because it's something that I believe, how do I convey that to my audience so that the audience wants to listen and participate?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
do I do that?
And that's
It's one thing when you have a few moments. It's another thing when you say you got 30 minutes to fill this spot and there's no commercial break. We don't have commercial sponsors coming in every 2 minutes that, sell product. No, we are filling it. So we have to fill it with what we feel and what we believe. So that's why I love the comments. I love the questions because I can take your comment. You may say something that may take me in a totally different direction, or it may be a comment that will remind me, oh, you were going to say this. So that's the interaction that I love. But being the host part, no, this not what I thought.
not what you
No,
thought, but you're doing a
no.
great job. You're doing
Okay, thank
a
you. But
great
you know me,
job.
every time I finish, I'm always like, how did that go? That didn't go well. I
I
don't
think
know.
I think that's true of every host.
Okay.
We want to know that we tapped in to
Mm-hmm.
something that's going to be important, that's going to
Right.
be memorable, that is
Mm-hmm.
going to mean something to the
Mm-hmm.
listener. Now, Angie has put here radio, TV, panel, just get me talking. That's what that's what she is.
Mm-hmm.
That was me. I didn't know how, but I could see it. I could see it.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
one
Mm-hmm.
that she was younger,
Mm-hmm.
that's what she
That's
wanted
what
to
she wanted to do. Right. Mm-hmm.
do. That's what she wanted to
Mm-hmm.
do. And that's followed through and whole and beautiful.
Yes.
Everybody has a little niche uh, for Angie. When Angie first came out with her show, she had her whole and beautiful nation. I said, everybody else has a group of people. Why you
You
got
have
a
a
nation?
whole nation.
Where did that come from?
You
But
have a tribe.
I have my village.
You
I
have
have.
your village. Mhm.
It took me
I
a
have a
while to
corner.
get to
I
my
just have a
village.
corner.
You
I
have a
have a
corner.
corner.
You have more than a corner,
I have a
lady.
corner. Got a corner.
Sil Patterson is on with us tonight. Thank you, Sil, for joining. And Pastor
Hey.
Valerie Sims is on with us. Thank you so much for coming in this evening. You are having the opportunity to meet the hosts. That's what we're going to be doing for this series of programs. So if there's anything that you want to ask Lynn uh, about her show, Out of the Box, or anything about herself, because there's a person behind all of these other
All of
things
this.
that we've got going on. And
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to, I don't want to take up too much time there, although I do have some other questions for you about your show,
Okay.
and other people may as well. Now, Angie pops in. She had a question, and actually, I have the same one
Okay.
for you as well, and that
Okay.
is where you see Out of the Box going next year.
That was the question I was hoping that we would like go bypass. Um, and I say that because I really don't know how to answer that question. And
That's
I
okay.
don't know how to answer that question because I feel personally for myself that I feel that I'm in a totally different space than I was when I started. And I feel like I'm in that space of waiting and pivoting. And I feel like sometimes I'm like, okay, And you know me, and anytime I've ever done an event, if you ask me what's on my calendar for next year, it's already booked because I've already planned it. I don't have that this year. And I think God is just really testing me to see, I need you to wait. And are you going to do it the way I give it to you? So there are sometimes that I will have an idea or thought, and just as quickly as I can move on that, it will turn just as quickly. So I really am at that season was like, don't move till I tell you to. Wait a minute. Hold up for a second. And I really do. And when you ask about the audience and the people, and I really do think that God is just being so strategic that
Yeah.
whatever he is giving me to say and whatever he's giving me to do, he's gathering the right people at the right time so that I can't be premature in what I'm doing. Because if we all know that, the word tells us that my sheep know my voice. And all of us who are hosts, especially on your show or on any show, there are people who are tuned in to what we have to say. So
Yeah.
I feel that right now for me, I feel like God is gathering my audience.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that he's not quite ready, as I said at the prayer breakfast, to pull the curtain back. But I just know that when he pulls that curtain back, it's not going to be a sneak peek. It's not going to be the 10-minute trailer. It's going to be, I'm here and I'm at the forefront. Let's go.
Yeah.
So I feel that there's a part of it that still has me behind the scenes, and it's still teaching me what to say, how to say it, how to be sensitive, but correct. Because we can correct in love, but just to be able to hear that, to be able to listen to the things that are going on around me with women. And I don't want my conversations to always be just for women. I'm not a man. Lord knows, I'm sure we can all see that. How, however, I would love for there to be a male on my show to have conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I want that. I want that. I don't want it to always be just women, but that's what I know.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I know. So yeah, I want it to be. Yeah, I can tell you I know there's another question that you have in that, as far as some of the other venture things that I want to do. I know what some of those things are, but as far as my show, I feel as if my show is more ministerial, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that I'm going to be on this show and we're going to get the hooting and the hollering. I'm not saying that. And you're not going to see me in the white collar. That's not. But I know that for me, my voice is supposed to lift and encourage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really what I want my show to be about. I want to make sure that my topics lift and encourage. To have somebody know that, okay, I came in, we talked about the whole title of the show, who out of the box, let's come out. I want to be able to have that show where you come in, you could be a total and complete stranger and know that you got everything that you needed in the 30 minutes that I was on the air.
Yeah.
So that when you come off, you can still feel encouraged to make it to the next day.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Pastor Steve has joined us, and he said a season to pivot. When you were talking and explaining about how, I, and I'm going to put it this way, how you are not um, settled into or stuck in a particular pattern because you're listening for what God is trying to do. Pastor Steve is going to be with us one night as well because he is a new host on ALH Broadcasting, and so he's making his way, and we're trying to determine what is best for you, what is working best for you, what is your show tapping into, and is it tapping in to the audience the way that you wanted to. So
Mm-hmm.
there's an understanding there, I think, with the new hosts,
Mm-hmm.
the direction that you guys are going in, that I think is going to reveal some things that you may not have thought about,
Right.
uh,
I
because
agree.
of the way that you are letting
Mm-hmm.
your shows flow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Miss Angie O over here with her whole and beautiful nation. Let's see what she has to say. Said, do you think you will take out of the box on the road like a tour?
Wow.
Will you connect it with Sarah's daughters or with with the $5 holla jewelry? So
Okay.
she's trying to ask you, is all of this somehow going to blend together? And before you answer that, I know that we want you to talk about some of the other things that you do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know whether you want to talk about those things before you answer her question or whether you want to go ahead and answer. So it's up to you. You got the floor, so it's up to you.
So the question basically is, will out of the box kind of connect into some of the other things that I'm doing, and do I see out of the box being something that would be on the road type of thing, like at a place to speak? Great question. Because I say that because that is one thing I would love to be able to do more, is speak more. I would love to, this is going to sound so, I would love for somebody to invite me to, I would. Do I see that connecting? Do I see all of it connecting? I don't necessarily see it connecting so much with my $5 holler, which is no longer $5 holler, but I can make you look great for 8. Um, sorry, we've had a price increase. I'm sorry, we are no longer the $5 holler. We can make you look great for 8. Okay. But even in doing that, I've had to pivot with doing that. Um, but with that, even on my lives that I've always done, I have always said, you're going to get a little bit of Jesus on that. I never miss the opportunity to talk Jesus. Now, if I'm going to sell you that $8 piece, but we still going to give God glory. We still going to talk about Jesus. I have a lot of things that I've done. I want to get back to doing my hosting my events. I got away from it and I really want to get back to doing it. I did my prayer breakfast in November. I want to get back to doing my all the King's Daughters in May. I want to get back to, let me get it together because it's a lot of T's, so y'all bear with me. I want to have my event, and I've been trying to have it. And my daughter has come up with my logo a few years ago. I can't even remember what happened that I didn't do it, but it's called, let me give me a second, Tasty Treats and Tantalizing Talk for Today's Woman.
All right.
Tasty Treats, Tantalizing Talk for Today's Woman. And I see a lot of my things, I think I have held back on how I want things done. And I feel that when I talk about pulling back the curtains, it's time for me to venture out a little bit further, and putting things together a little differently and giving it the vision that I really, really want to have. So do I feel that all of that will come in together? Yes, I do. Because I'm going to always be me. I'm going to always speak Jesus. I'm going to always speak truth. Listen, there's nothing, you can sit next to me and say something to me and you might get a prophetic word. I don't know. I don't know. You could tell me past the salt and I might go a little bit further on the salt flavor in the earth. I don't know. You never know what you're going to get from me. You never, ever know. Sometimes I don't know what I'm going to get from me because I I don't try to box in. I don't want to box God in for my life. I don't. I want him, just like I want the lid to come off, I want the lid for my life in him to come off. I want to experience him in a different way. So I think that's why when you asked me about the show, my experience with him right now is not the same as it was 9 months ago. It
Right.
wasn't the same as it was a year ago. So it's hard to really say this is where, because that's not where we are. You know, I'm at that place where the conversations that I used to have and the voice that used to speak to me is the same God, but he's not talking to me the same way. So how I started the show is not how I can do the show in 2026, because the person that started in 2026 didn't, or 2025 didn't really understand what it meant to be a host. So that person has now had to cultivate and pivot to be a different type of host for 2026.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
What are you sorry about?
I'm sorry. I know, because there's sometimes I'm just like, you girl, can you just answer the question?
What you did? You did. You answered the question. And
You know, sometimes I think people look at me and go, she's so deep. We just asked her to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Look at how she done cut the edges off.
No, I think you yielded. And I think that means that sometimes you're going to go in a direction that you may not have thought
Mm-hmm.
about
Mm-hmm.
because you're listening.
Right.
You're listening for his voice and you're listening for his direction.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Pastor Steve says, when I hear the phrase out of the box, I think of unconventional,
Mm-hmm.
creative, fresh, and that's what I see in Lynnette.
Oh, thank you.
Look at there. Look at there.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
That's my
that's
big brother, y'all, if y'all didn't know.
But I
Thank you.
think when you were talking about it and talking about out of the box and what you saw it
Mhm.
being and what you wanted it to become in some ways, that you're on the right path because that's what this man of God is seeing in you.
Mm-hmm. Thank
I'm really glad to hear Pastor Steve say that about you because that's the direction that you said that you wanted to be
Yeah.
headed in.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in the right spot, you're in the right place, and you're at the right time
Mm-hmm.
to be able to move forward and to go
Mm-hmm.
in the direction that God is evidently pointing you in.
It win. Right.
Who knew? Who knew? Let me ask you two more things really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, what would you like to do that you have not yet explored? What would you like to do? What do you see yourself doing? What would you like to do?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I think that
I know you had your mindset on being a liturgical dancer, but we
still,
kind of
still, no. Mm-mm. No, y'all are dream killers. No, I've explored it. I just think I need to have it developed more. There's still
oh,
time.
oh,
There's
is that
still
what's
time.
it?
There's still
Okay.
time. The lid is not coming down on the box yet. No, not quite, y'all.
Not
Y'all
quite.
stop.
Not quite. Okay. Okay.
Um, honestly, and I really do think it's speaking more. I think I would really like to, and I say that because I put in my application, because you asked about being a leader at the church and all of those things. I put in an application with my church. We have e-groups, and you just can't just lead anything. But I actually put in my application to be an e-group leader to do sermon discussions,
Mm.
to lead the discussion on the sermon that was done like that Sunday, So I put my application in for that, and I thought, ooh, what are you doing? Mm, seriously? What are you thinking about? But
Coming out of the box.
coming out of the box, that,
Out of the box.
and what is that? Speaking. And what is that? Ministering. And what is that? Still gathering those people who are listening to you. I had the opportunity to serve for my church on Sunday, and there were people who I don't really see, and were sitting down and we were just having conversation, and I sat there after everybody left, and I was just like, oh, look at your audience. I was like, look at this. And they just were sitting down talking to me, and I was cracking up because they would leave, and I have no idea who these people are. I don't know their names. But we would get in these conversations. They were like, wow, okay, all right, bye, Lynnette, and goodbye. And I thought, I don't even know who you are. I don't. But I literally, when they left and I was cleaning up to get ready to go, and I really sat there and I thought, look at that space God just created for you.
Yeah.
He created a space. It was small, but he created a space for you to feel comfortable enough to speak. Yeah. And to share and to talk. And people were talking back, and they were like, that's good. And I'm like, you are hogging up this conversation. Again, all I'm supposed to do is serve sandwiches, y'all. That's all I was supposed to do, is serve sandwiches. That's it. That's all I was supposed to do. But my joy for the Lord, I wanted to be contagious.
Oh, I like that.
I wanted to be contagious. So if you get me on the subject to talk, and I can talk to you about Jesus, we gonna be there for a minute. Because when I think of all that he's done, that's not a 5-minute conversation. It's not. So there's literally those moments we talk, as Pastor Sim said, the season of pivoting. It's just like, okay, where we going with this? I was kind of good over here. I was good. And he's like, no, it's time. So it doesn't look like what I thought it was going to look like. It's not. It's not.
But it's looking good.
But it is looking good. It's looking good.
It's looking good. Let me read you some of these comments real quick. Okay. Kaya says, if you dance, she'll sing. So she's opening a door for you. Just drink your soda. Kaya, we'll talk to you after.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Pastor Valerie said, when you're out of the box, you're free to flow in God's will, not man's.
That's love it.
That. Thank you, Pastor.
That's it.
Bernice says, coming out of the box breaks the mold of familiarity and creates originality.
Oh, I like that. Go
write that down. Come on.
Clock it. Clock it. I like that. Yes.
Using your voice to make a difference. Using your voice to make a difference. There's a lot that has been said tonight. There's a lot that you have shared, Lynn, about your feelings about being a host, and where you didn't think you were going to talk about where you're going to go with out of the box, but there's some things down here that people are saying that I hope you're taking note of, because it is directionally. Yeah. I don't know whether that's a word or not, but
we'll talk about it.
Give some ideas as to how I think and how the people obviously think that you're going to flow coming into 2026. So I'm excited for you.
Thank you much, ma'am.
Things that I believe that God is going to open your way, doors that he's going to open for you. And I think that out of the box is going to continue to grow, and your audience is going to continue to grow because of what people are looking for. We get
Mhm.
tired of the meaningless or
Yes.
just the chatter
Mhm.
that's out there, and we want to be uplifted and we want to be
Mhm.
encouraged and we want to begin to see things from a different perspective, and that's what ALH Broadcasting
Mhm.
is all about, is
Mhm.
offering people another way to see some things and another way to build and to grow and to be
Mhm.
uplifted. So I thank you. I thank you for being a
Thank you.
part of the ALHB family. I thank you for what you are doing and how others are seeing out of the box and what you can do with out of the box. I want to ask you one final thing for the night, and that is: do you have a favorite quote or a favorite scripture that
I
inspires
actually
you and encourages you?
I have a quote that I is unknown. I don't know who wrote it, but it says, "Be open to learn, unlearn, and relearn."
Mm,
Be open to learn, unlearn, and relearn.
learn. Okay.
Now, my scripture, perfect scripture to end on, Amos 9:13 from the Message Bible. Yes, indeed, it won't be long now. God's decree. Things are going to happen so fast, your head will swim. One thing fast on the heels of the other. You won't be able to keep up. Everything will be happening at once, and everywhere you look, blessings.
Blessings,
That,
blessings,
and
blessings.
I love that first sentence because it says, yes, indeed, it won't be long now. God's decree.
God's
I
decree.
didn't decree it, God decreed it. So if He said it, it's going to happen.
Amen.
God's decree. Mhm.
Amen. Amen. You getting ready to go in the zone here.
Look, right? I'm starting to rock.
I can,
Ooh, look, don't look. It's just this. It's the sway and the bounce.
I can see it on you. Well, then I look forward to what God is going to do,
Thank you.
because I do believe that He's going to do some amazing things through you with your show,
Thank
and
you.
I look forward to just watching it happen. Just watching it. Victoria said she out the box.
Now, don't be surprised if one day y'all get on this show and I'll be like, wait a minute, hold up. And it's just this backdrop.
I see it. I see some
Mm,
great things happening, and I thank you for being obedient, for listening to the Lord, and for wanting the joy that you have for Him to
mhm,
spill over onto
mhm,
others, and I think it's going to be a wonderful journey for you,
thank you.
wonderful journey for you. So that is it for this evening. I thank those of you who joined. I thank you for your comments, Lynn. I thank you for what you are doing. I know that we're in for something good. And I'm just going to leave it there. We're in for something good. So thank you for joining
Thank
us
you.
tonight and for sharing. And we shall see. We shall
Yep.
see. Now,
Mhm.
next week, we're going to have another host on. And I believe that host is going to be Victoria. And she's going to be talking
Yay.
about living life victoriously and about
Mhm,
her program that's
mhm.
on ALHB and some of the things that are going on with her. So, look, come on back. Come on back. And when you come back, be ready to turn down the volume of life and be ready to receive so
Mhm.
that when life speaks, guess what? You
You'll speak
life.
life.
That's it for tonight. God bless you, everybody. Come on back next week, 7 p.m., right here for When Life Speaks. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Thank you, Lynn.
You're welcome. Bye.
Indeed, indeed. Let's